If I were to go to Asia, where would I go to find a great girlfriend?
I think you should just go to the rural area because they grow them cute and they are not polluted by capitalism because all the major cities like Beijing and Shanghai. How much money you have?
Really?
What car you drive?
Wow.
The nice Chinese girl in the rural area who grew up raising sheep and cows and feeding pigs and growing corns, they just have big hand and big feet to work. They don't even know they are pretty. And they would just feel very lucky to find a nice man who respect them and love them.
Good Dot back again. Once again, let's lock in. Shout out to the IPA, International Passport Association and affiliates. Good Docs, good books, merch, listed in the links in the description area below. As I watched this video, it kind of to an extent reinforces some of the main reasons why I believe a lot of guys who travel overseas, more specifically to Asia, more specifically to a place like the Philippines, you could throw Japan in there, and like this young lady said, China as well. It reinforces the thought or the idea of why a lot of guys are choosing to deal with provincial young ladies or ladies from the rural, provincial, developing areas of a particular country, as opposed to dealing with the young ladies from the city area. You see, if I put a poll out right now, I can almost feel, and I'm gonna test the waters on this myself maybe one day soon, I can almost feel in my heart and in my bones that the provincial girls will have an overwhelming majority win, or the W, over women from the city areas. And one of the main reasons is, and the young lady in the video said it without saying it, but she actually did say it, but if you lock in on it, you'll understand why it's important, is a lot of these women in the province have absolutely no idea that they're gorgeous and or beautiful. They're just living their day-to-day lives, and most of them feel happy and blessed that there is a guy that's actually looking to date and pursue them, right? That is a real thing. Trust me when I tell you, that is probably one of the realest upsides and advantages to being a foreigner dating a young lady from the province, right? As opposed to a city girl, more specifically if we're talking about the Philippines, the ones that are so into their glutathione, the white skin whitening regimens, and they're all on social media. They're all, learning from the Western culture with all due respect. They're watching the TikToks. They're on all the social media platforms. They're on Instagram. They're posting the photos, with the duck lips and the makeup and all this shit. They're probably in the realm of understanding and being locked in by the likes on posts and the comments made on posts and shit like that. So they kind of have a firm understanding of, for lack of a better term, a firm understanding of what beauty can actually do for them, right? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because a lot of them, they may play that role or they may want to fall into that role, but a lot of them still know exactly what true fundamental, characteristics that guys are looking for. So they don't necessarily take it all the way to the West, but they kind of just lock in and see what's going on in the West and try to duplicate or replicate or imitate, best word to use in that particular regard. But the provincial girls, man, like she said, man, they get up in the morning, they work, they do their daily jobs. They don't really have time to worry about how pretty they look or put makeup on their face. They go out, they work for the family, they do what they have to do, because as you guys know, in the provincial areas, you're not looking at a lot of people that come from money in those particular areas. So everybody's doing what they got to do, their daily jobs and responsibilities, to make sure that the household functions. And as a result, you will see this, and I told this story before to all of my fellow loyal day ones have heard this story before. How about how I fell in love with a girl from the province, right? And it's a joke, but it's like a running joke, but it's a story nonetheless that I like to share. Okay, so one day I was hanging out with this girl, right? And we were out in the sticks, right? We'll just say that, somewhere in Tagum. And I don't want to tell the story. You know what? Ask me at a later date, and I promise to share the story with you. But if you remember the buko girl, the girl climbed the tree for coconuts, shit, you'll understand. A lot of these girls build assets. That's what I'm getting at. They build their assets because they're always out there working. And we're talking about some jobs that you would probably see men doing in the United States type shit, carrying barrels and pails of water from one part of the city to the other, or like from the house down to the creek, that type of shit. If you're in those particular provincial areas, we're talking about, getting busy. We're talking about throwing sacks of shit over your shoulder and walking with that shit. A lot of y'all don't understand, but that's really building a young lady's assets. We're talking about squatting and glutes and all of that shit being worked out, and you're not even understanding and knowing that these are the body parts you're working. So a lot of these girls are badly built. And when I say bad, I mean bad in a good way, not bad in a bad way. These are some badly built young ladies out here in the province. Way, way different than girls in the city. These some bad built bitches, with all due respect. I've seen some girls with body, and they don't know they got body. That's the problem. It's the beauty of it all. They don't know what they have. So you got a guy like myself or any of my fellow passport brethren and foreigners looking to travel to these particular rural areas that have access to all of these women with just the nicest bodies, but they just don't know it because it's either hidden under jeans and a t-shirt or an oversized dress, or, they really don't wear things that are fit to the curvature of their bodies. So when you get to unwrap that thing like a Christmas gift, it's like damn near Christmas every day, right? But again, that's just me going into my darker days, and reminiscing on old times, right? But it is the realness, y'all. These provincial girls bring a lot to the table. Now, I will say that one of the barriers that you could potentially deal with, not saying that you will, but potentially deal with is, language, right? A lot of these young ladies in these rural areas, they may be educated limited education to an extent, so they're not probably proficient in English and stuff like that, and sometimes that's really not even a fucking deal breaker. But you understand how the roles work, and you understand how the game is played. So when I hear her in this video talking about, the city girls, this, that, and the other, how much is this? What kind of car you got? What kind of this you got? What kind of that you got? In the province, they don't even know what half of this shit is, let alone care what it is. A lot of them are happy and blessed just to have a roof over their heads, right? Food on the table. And there's something about that quality that a lot of guys seek in a woman that is just not so much humbled, but in reality, yes, humbled and just happy to have shit. So from a man's perspective, when you can provide that and just a little bit more, oh man, that girl gonna fall in love with you forever. That type of shit, right? And they're not looking for you to be so much their meal ticket and all of that shit. I'm not saying that some of them don't have that mindset, but the majority of them are just happy and lucky to have a guy to even come out there to their area that looks like you. They've only seen or heard about you in the TV, right? Or they've seen you in movies, but very rare you got foreigners that really travel out in a certain provincial area. So like when you come there and you lock in and you choose her, if that's the way it goes, that's kind of like a fairy tale dream come true for a lot of them. So when I say that I feel that provincial girls are a whole lot more humbled, a whole lot more appreciative, I believe in my heart of hearts that that's one of the main reasons why a lot of you guys are out there in them streets saying, look, it's a provincial girl or nothing. City girls are fun, for sure, but when it comes to settling down with a young lady, a provincial girl is probably what I'm looking for a long-term type of relationship, if I am looking for a long-term type of relationship. And that's my time, effort, and energy, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you picked up what the good doc was putting down. Hope this video finds you well, and if it does, you already know what to do. Feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been the good doc, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out.